It was 2-0. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I watched the game. Like, I was doing other things in the background. I was making videos, and I saw some of the goal footage. Okay, great. Nice to see some guys suiting up here and actually scoring goals for the Montreal Canadiens. Shout out to Dvorak and Armia. Unfortunately for me, my guys didn't really do all too well in fantasy today. Alexandre Carrier had some blocks, which was okay. Lane Hutson was looking a little bit slower, which is not ideal. And Patrik Laine did not really do much either. And this loss is the 5th in a row for a Montreal Canadiens team that just a few weeks ago, we were talking about them as being in this wildcard race, being right in the thick of it, everybody knows. But then, regulation loss to the Wings, overtime loss to the Devils, regulation loss to the Jets, shutout loss against the Wild, and then today, a 3-2 comeback loss at the hands of the Anaheim Ducks. And the interesting thing about this dynamic, I don't want to talk particularly about the game. I wanted to talk about the one guy whose name I'm seeing pop up all over social media in more capacities than anybody else. It is one dude, you know him, you love him. It is Patrik Laine. Because not only did Laine get benched today, but there also were a few extra things that I think we can talk about in regards to Laine. Let's go over some perspectives here that Habs fans are writing about. I gotta be honest, Michael said. Laine's effort level these last few games has been embarrassing. Let's go out there and look at some of the replies to this tweet, shall we? Laine has been free skating to retirement ever since he was drafted. Nah, his effort has been fine, his tenure here for the most part. It just looks like he's lazy sometimes because he's slow. But the last few games, he's not even trying. Jets and Blue Jackets fans knew this from the day he joined the Habs, but he scored a few power play goals and Habs Nation got excited. The guy is perpetually lazy. I don't think he's this lazy normally. The whole team's been crap too, so we'll have to see, I guess. And then there's another reply here talking about how Laine is bad. How did the team let him go for nothing? Because Laine is incredibly inconsistent, making a lot of money, has trouble staying healthy, and doesn't do a lot when he's not scoring. Still, he's maybe worth it at the end of the day, but this is just what he does. Couldn't agree further. He has developed into a slapshot specialist only. Let's go out there and see some of the other commentary here. Pad went out there and said that Laine has to be the slowest and laziest player in history. Eric Engels said that Laine has played one shift through the first 11 minutes of the third period. Same story, different city. The honeymoon is over. This is the real Patrik Laine. You're welcome. Well, he's not used to playing meaningful hockey after the new year. That's kind of funny. Ay. I totally agree with the call. Today, he has produced nothing at all. More commentary over here. Data Puck went out there and tweeted the Money Puck individual players 5-on-5 percentages for the Canadiens. Laine is a liability at 5-on-5. I will die on this hill. You can see that most players are in or hovering around the 50%-ish mark, which generally means that you're good. But the fact that Patrik Laine is down there at the bottom of the chart, oh, that is ugly. Really, really ugly for a guy who's supposed to be the #1 trigger man on Montreal. I thought Dvorak was our best player today. I thought it was good, to be honest, but evidently he was on for a lot of the chances against, which is why he's down here as well with Laine and Newhook. By far the worst Canadiens guys, statistically speaking, in today's game against the Anaheim Ducks. Hutson, of course, was also in there too, so my fantasy teams are doing very well to seeing Hutson and Laine doing this poorly. He's vastly overpaid, and his attitude sucks. A locker room cancer. You can see what a boost it gave the Blue Jackets by moving on from him. He is a fourth liner who can play the power play. Unfortunately, I do agree. Maybe third liner, but definitely not a top 6 player in my opinion. Can I get these stats from other seasons? Cherry picking is a bit useless, Miko Lin said. You think I'm cherry picking? Patrik Laine's 5v5 play has had a net negative impact every single season of his career. Oh boy. Funny that people thought Patrik Laine was good for a week. And then you had Grant McKegg saying there's no sign of Laine on the last 2 shifts, desperately needing a goal. Honestly, with his play as of late, I don't have a huge issue with it. Marty sending him a clear message for next season, get in shape. The benching only hurt the chances to win. Sometimes a smart coach needs to make the right decisions. Is this a teaching moment, or do we want to win? Laine needs to be better, yes, as well as Kirby Dach and most other guys, but choose the right moments for teaching. Grant McCagg then says, Laine wasn't scoring. Have you paid any attention to him lately? The replies get really interesting here. I want to dive into this one. We have the same leniency we had for Dach and Caulfield last season with Laine this season. He already missed almost a full season of hockey last season, got his knee smashed, and didn't get surgery for it. I'm sure he's pissed at himself too. No need to pile it on. I disagree, Grant McCagg said. The Habs kept trying. Laine just quit. Let's go over onto the RHAB subreddit and read some of the extra replies over here too. This is the post-game thread after the Habs and Ducks game just finished itself up. There are conversations about Laine here too. If we aren't going to put Laine out there down a goal with the goalie pulled, there's no point in having him. I'm pretty sure he got benched. He had a pretty terrible game. He couldn't handle the puck or make a clean pass to save his life. He had less hustle than he's ever had. So slow and lazy. Didn't register a shot or a hit or a block, just biding his time. I'm glad Marty rewarded Evans, Armia, and Gallagher and Newhook with that shift at the end there. And besides shooting, Laine doesn't do too much. Newhook is so bad, the other team doesn't need to cover him and only cover Laine. Dude had such a low effort, Laine did. He can barely skate. Either the knee is not great or he is checked out. Laine is basically a wash until we get someone on that line to play with him, like an Ivan Demidov. Another reply goes out here and talks about Laine, how he's cruising out there and he's being covered on the power play. The defense is anemic without Guhle. Not great stuff from Slafkovsky or Caulfield today. To be honest, it's to be expected with this young team. In all fairness, Hudson is a rookie playing veteran minutes. I know it's not an excuse, but he has taken on a lot of ice time this year. Here's the bad, as posted by Ukrainian Hab from today's game against the Anaheim Ducks. Laine completely ghosting. Haven't noticed him in quite a few games now. I can say that about many guys, but he is truly invisible. I did hear Caulfield and Suzuki, despite them also being kinda bad. And to really put the cherry on top, let's go out there and showcase some of the numbers here from Patrik Laine and his overall profile. Here's what he's been doing lately for the Montreal Canadiens. This is courtesy of one of my 8 fantasy teams on the Yahoo this year. So Patrik Laine, -1 this game against Anaheim, -1 in the game against Minnesota, -1 in the game against Winnipeg. The guy's getting shots. He's getting 1 shot per game the past 3 games. It's ridiculous. How do you consistently put up a -1.1 points for 3 games straight? -1, -1, -1, and then you got the shot. Okay, 1-1-1 on the shot. How was that even possible? He was a -2 in the game against New Jersey. At least he had an assist against the Red Wings, so there you go. Actual points. He wasn't a minus in this game. He was a 0. He also had 2 shots on goal there, so at least he's getting extra value. But this guy's an insta-drop, man. The guy... Look, I don't want to make it all about fantasy. Like, I think about fantasy a lot because it's literally like one of my only outlets to think about hockey in a competitive mindset, but like, wow. How do you go out there and do this? 10 minutes time on ice today after getting 15, 13, 16 in the prior games. He had 20 minutes against the Rangers the other night too, so you could definitely see that his ice time is going down. But Marty St. Louis, he's putting Laine in a bad spot because Laine deserves it. He hasn't been playing well. He has been slacking off out there, and this is ultimately what we were warned about as Montreal Canadiens fans from fans of the Blue Jackets and the Jets. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Patrik Laine and his inferior play as of late. When do you think things are going to turn around? Look, I am the guy who wants to see Laine do the best that he can. I have him in 7 of my 8 fantasy teams. 6. One of them he's a free agent in. But still, I have everything to gain by this guy doing well. So if there's anybody that wants to see him do well, it's me. Please, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Patrik Laine and the way he has played as of late. Is this the downfall of Laine? Let me know in the comment section what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.